John Keats, a biographical account. Learning objectives. 1. To know about English poet John Keats. 2. To understand how to transcend intellectual and social constraints. Warm up. Read the instruction given below and write a bio sketch of someone you are inspired by in your own words. 1. It is painting a picture of someone's life. 2. Includes information about the person's name, place of residence, education, occupation, life and activities, and other important details. 3. It's always written by someone else and not the person on whom it is written. 4. Is always written in third person. Perspective. 5. Presents facts about the person's life, including what the person did and how he or she influenced the world. 6. Should describe the person's personality and provide an explanation for why he or she acted in certain ways. 7. Most bio sketches not only present the facts but also tell what those facts mean. A biography is a detailed description of a person's life. It involves more than just the basic facts like education, work, relationship, and death, but also portrays a subject's experience of these life events. A biography represents a subject's life story highlighting various aspects of his or her life, including intimate details of experience, and may include an analysis of the subject's personality. Biographical works are usually non-fiction, but fiction can also be used to portray a person's life. John Keats was an English romantic poet. He was one of the main figures of the second generation of romantic poets, along with Lord Byron and Percy Bysshe Shelley. Let's read the biography of the great poet. Early years. A revered English poet whose short life spanned just 25 years, John Keats was born on October 31, 1795 in London, England. He was the eldest of Thomas and Frances Keats, 4 children. Keats lost his parents at an early age. He was 8 years old when his father, Livery's stable keeper, was killed after being trampled by a horse. In a more mundane sense, Keats' father's death greatly disrupted the family's financial security. His mother, Frances, seemed to have launched a series of missteps and mistakes after her husband's death. She quickly remarried and just as quickly lost a good portion of the family's wealth. After her second marriage fell apart, Frances left the family, leaving her children in the care for her mother. She eventually returned to her children's life, but her life was in tatters. In early 1810, she died of tuberculosis. During this period, Keats found solace and comfort in art and literature. At Enfield Academy, when he started shortly before his father's passing, Keats proved to be a voracious reader. He also became close to the school's headmaster, John Clark, who served as a sort of a father figure to the orphaned student and encouraged Keats' interest in literature. There is some debate as to whose decision it was to pull Keats out of Enfield, but in the fall of 1810, Keats left the school for studies to become a surgeon. He eventually studied medicine at a London hospital and became a licensed apothecary in 1816. Early poetry. But Keats' career in medicine never truly took off. Even as he studied medicine, Keats' devotion to literature and the art never ceased. Through his friend Gordon Clark, whose father was a headmaster at Enfield, Keats met publisher Leigh Hunt of The Examiner. Hunt's radicalism and biting pen had landed him in prison in 1813 for libeling Princeton Regent. Hunt, though, had an eye for talent and was an early supporter of Keats' poetry and became his first publisher. Through Hunt, Keats was introduced to a world of politics that was new to him and had greatly influenced what he put on the page. In honor of Hunt, Keats wrote the sonnet written on the day that Mr. Leigh Hunt left prison. In addition to affirming Keats' standing as a poet, Hunt also introduced the young poet to a group of other English poets, including Percy Bysshe Shelley and William Wordsworth. In 1817, Keats leveraged his new friendships to publish his first volume of poetry, Poems by John Keats. The following year, Keats published Endymion, a mammoth 4,000-line poem based on the Greek myth of the same name. Keats had written the poem in the summer and fall of 1817. Committing himself at least 40 lines a day, he completed the work in November of that year and it was published in April 1818. Keats' daring and bold style earned him nothing but criticism from two of England's more revered publications, Blackwood's Magazine and the Quarterly Review. The attacks were an extension of heavy criticism lobbed at Hunt and his cadre of young poets. The most damning of those pieces had come from Blackwood's, whose piece on the Cockney School of Poetry shook Keats and made him nervous to publish Endymion. Recovering poet. How much of an effect this criticism had on Keats is uncertain, but it is clear that he took the notice of it. But Shelley's later accounts of how the criticism destroyed the young poet and led to his declining health, however, have been refuted. Keats, in fact, had already moved beyond Endymion even before it was published. By the end 1817, he was re-examining poetry's role in society. In lengthy letters to friends, Keats outlined his vision of a kind of poetry that drew its beauty from real-world human experience rather than some mythological grandeur. Keats was also formulating the thinking behind his most famous doctrine, negative capability, which is the idea that humans are capable of transcending intellectual or social constraints and far exceed creatively or intellectually what human nature is thought to allow. In effect, Keats was responding to his critics and conventional thinking in general, which sought to squeeze the human experience into a closed system with tidy labels and rational relationships. Keats saw a world more chaotic, more creative than what others, he felt, would permit. The mature poet. In the summer of 1818, Keats took a walking tour in northern England and Scotland. He returned home later that year to care for his brother Tom, who had fallen deeply ill with tuberculosis. Keats, who around this time fell in love with a woman named Fanny Roney, continued to write. He had proven prolific for much of the past year. His work included his first Shakespearean sonnet, When I Have Fears That I May Cease to Be, which was published in January 1818. 2 months later, Keats published Isabella, a poem that tells the story of a woman who falls in love with a man beneath her social standing instead of the man her family has chosen her to marry. The work was based on a story from Italian poet Giovanni Boccaccio, and it's one Keats himself would grow to dislike. His work also included the beautiful To Autumn, a sensuous work published in 1820 that describes ripening fruit, sleepy workers, and a maturing sun. The poem and others demonstrated a style Keats himself had crafted all his own, one that was filled with more sensualities than any contemporary romantic poetry. Keats' writing also revolved around a poem he called Hyperion, an ambitious romantic piece inspired by Greek myth that told the story of the Titans' despondency after their losses to the Olympians. But the death of Keats' brother halted his writing. He finally returned to the work in late 1819, rewriting his unfinished poem with a new title, The Fall of Hyperion, which would go unpublished until more than 3 decades after Keats' death. This, of course, speaks to the small audience for Keats' poetry during his lifetime. In all, the poet published 3 volumes of poetry during his life, but managed to sell just a combined 200 copies of his work by the time of his death in 1821. His third and final volume of poetry, Lamia Isabella, The Eve of St. Agnes and Other Poems, was published in July 1820. Only with the help of his friends, who pushed hard to secure Keats' legacy and the work and style of Alfred Lord Tennyson, the poet laureate of the United Kingdom during the latter half of the 19th century, did Keats' stock rise considerably. Finals years. In 1819, Keats contracted tuberculosis. His death deteriorated quickly some after his last volume of poetry was published. He ventured off to Italy with his close friend, the painter Joseph Severn, on the advice of his doctor, who had told him he needed to be in a warmer climate for the winter. The trip marked the end of his romance with Fanny Brawny. His health issues and his own dreams of becoming a successful writer had stifled their chance of ever getting married. Keats arrived in Rome in November of that year and for a brief time started to feel better, but within a month he was back in bed, suffering from high temperature. The last few months of his life proved practically painful for the poet. His doctor in Rome placed Keats on a strict diet that consisted of a single anchovy and a piece of bread per day in order to limit the flow of blood to the stomach. He also induced heavy bleeding, resulting in Keats suffering from both a lack of oxygen and a lack of food. Keats' agony was so severe that at one point he pressed his doctor and asked him, "How long is this posthumous existence of mine to go on?" Keats' death came on February 23, 1821. It believed he was clutching the hand of his friend Joseph Severn at the time of his passing. Keats was one of the most loved and loving of men, and the affection, philosophy, and humor he poured into his letters to his brothers, his sisters, his friends, and his fiancée show him to be as a great genius in prose as in poetry. For his friends, he was an inspired creature, a sight of a flower, the glitter of the sun, the buzzing of a bee seemed to make his nature tremble, yet until his last illness, he was industrious and manly, taking long walks, playing cricket, boxing, and enjoying practical jokes. His friends and others have blamed the critics, Fanny Brawny, and even George for his untimely death. In fact, he was a victim to the family disease, which later carried off George as well, and that his own passionate nature drove him too hard for happiness. A biography of John Keats. Find meaning. Revered, someone who is held in deep respect and devotion. Trampled, to beat down with the feet so as to crush or bruise. Mundane, dull, ferocious, having a huge appetite, excessive eager. Surgeon, a medical practitioner qualified to practice surgery. Apothecary, a person who prepared and sold medicines and drugs. Squeeze, grasp. Sensuous, relating to or affecting the senses rather than the intellect. Revolved, rotate. Audience, viewers. Industrious, diligent and hardworking. Manly, brave, courageous. Exercises. Creative expression. Tell your story. A. In what way do you think Keats' first book was a failure? B. How can we say that Keats was a great genius in prose as in poetry? Cross-curricular connect. Learning by doing. Your teacher will read out a paragraph from the chapter. Listen to him or her carefully and answer the questions. 1. Who was John Keats? 2. In which year he was born and where? 3. Name Keats' parents. 4. What was Keats' father by his profession? 5. Give a short note on Keats' mother's character. Critical thinking. Let's play a game. Read the sentences and answer the questions. 1. Keats saw a world more chaotic, more creative than what others he felt would permit. A. Why was the world that Keats saw more chaotic and more creative? B. Did it really what Keats thought others to be? C. In which circumstances it is said? 2. How long is this posthumous existence of mine to go on? A. Who said these words and to whom? B. At what time did he say so? C. What do you mean by posthumous existence? Logical thinking. What do you understand by this? What will you do to service society? I remember looking up in awe at the Capitol building's towering dome. However, it wasn't awe that inspired my interest in politics. It was the notion that governing is service. Exercise time. Write the answers of the following questions. 1. Who was John Keats? When and where was he born? Answer. John Keats was an English romantic poet. He was born on October 31st, 1795 in London, England. 2. How did Keats lose his parents at an early age? Answer. John Keats lost his parents at an early age. When Keats was 8 years, his father died from skull fracture after falling from his horse. After the death of his father, his mother remarried almost immediately. Number 3. Who encouraged Keats' interest in literature at Enfield Academy? Answer. Mr. John Clark, headmaster of Keats School, encouraged Keats' interest in literature at Enfield Academy. Number 4. Why did the reviewers attack Keats and his poem Endymion? Answer. The reviewers attacked Keats and his poem Endymion because of an extension of heavy criticism lobbed at Hunt and his cadre of young poets. Number 5. What is Keats' poem Isabella about? Answer. Keats' poem Isabella tells the story of a woman who falls in love with men behind her social standing instead of the man her family chose her to marry. This poem is based on Italian poet Giovanni Boccaccio. Number 6. John Keats suffered from which disease? Did he recover? Answer. John Keats suffered from tuberculosis. Keats' agony was so severe that at one point he pressed his doctor and asked him about his death. His death came on February 23, 1821. Find their meanings. 1. Untimely, basically. 2. Buzzing, to make a continuous sound. 3. Affection, fondness. 4. Passionate, full of emotion. 5. Deteriorated, to become worse. 6. Clutching, to hold something tightly. Fill in the blanks with the correct words. 1. The work was based on a story from Italian poet Giovanni Boccaccio. 2. He was re-examining poetry's role in society. 3. Formulating and thinking behind his most doctrine. 4. The poem and others demonstrated a style Keats. 5. He completed the work in November. Match the following. 1. Rupert Brooks, Soldier. 2. K.K. N. Darwala, Firearm. 3. D.H. Lawrence, Snake. 4. Kamala Das, My Grandmother's House. 5. W.H. Auden, Now the Leaves Are Falling Fast. Take the right options. 1. John Keats' short life spanned just 1. 20 years, 2. 25 years, 3. 30 years. Answer. 2. 25 years. 2. Keats lost his father when he was just 1. 5 years, 2. 6 years, 3. 8 years. Answer. 3. 8 years. 3. Keats' mother died of 1. Cholera, 2. Tuberculosis, 3. Cancer. Answer. 2. Tuberculosis. 4. The first volume of poetry, Poems by John Keats, was published in 1. 1817, 2. 1825, 3. 1830. Answer. 1817. Conceptual understanding. Tell your story. Use the following words and phrases in sentences of your own. 1. At an early age. 2. In the care of. 3. By the end of. 4. Creatively. 5. At the time of. Communication. Writing skills. Julia was very well organized student. She kept all her schoolwork in a folder with dividers with no titles. The divided title folders did not serve much. They were used mixed. She asked her mom for help to put everything in order, but she had to put order her projects before working on the titles of the folders. Her mom helped her organize everything, but she had not placed some of her projects and she could not find them. Mom showed her to arrange the folders in alphabetical order. Now Julia was able to find her projects easily and submit everything on time. She was very thankful to mom. Reading skills. Read the stanza given below and write the next few lines. And sometimes like a gleaner thou dost keep steady thy leaden head across a brook, or by a cider press with patient look, thou watchest the last oozings hours by hours. Where are the songs of spring? Eh, where are they? Think not of them, thou hast thy music too.